going to be a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to leave me some questions. I actually really enjoy doing these videos, I feel like, because I can like connect with you guys more, and I could also like, you know, give advice in some of these questions and stuff like that, and just share with you guys what's going on in my life. So today we're gonna be doing a Q&A, and by the way, you guys, tomorrow my first song that I'm ever putting out is actually coming out. I'm gonna be releasing at noon my music video to my song Meditate, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Honestly, I'm very nervous and I'm honestly terrified because like I like it, but obviously like you guys have to love it as well. And the song is about something that I went through, so it's very personal to me, and the video is also very personal to me, so hope you guys can, you know, enjoy it and all that. But yeah, today we're doing a Q&A, and I hope you guys kind of enjoy this too, I guess. By the way, my last video that I posted, I'm giving away a Louis Vuitton bag as well as Adidas, MAC, and some other stuff, so make sure you guys go and check that out. The first question comes from Jamie, and she said, would you rather never find love or lose your YouTube channel? That's a really hard question because I'm not like a super romantic person. I feel like I used to be that in the past, but my soul kept getting crushed, and now I'm at the point of kind of like, I don't give a fuck about being romantic anymore. But honestly, that's a really hard question because obviously everybody wants to at some point find love, and obviously my YouTube channel means so much to me. But if I keep my YouTube channel, then that means I'm alone for the rest of my life. I can't answer that. Giselle asked, how do you feel about having a younger audience? Honestly, you guys, okay, every time I meet you guys in public, you guys are usually like 18 to like 22. That's what I've noticed. So like you guys have definitely grown with me. I wouldn't say I have a complete younger audience. Also, when I look at my like analytics and demographics and stuff, most of you guys are above the age of 18. So I wouldn't say I have a younger audience. I definitely obviously have like younger girls that watch me and younger boys, but I feel like at this point it's definitely like a little more older. I ship, if you had one choice, what would you change about the world? I would honestly bring more love into the world because I feel like hate is one of our biggest like downfalls as human beings. Like, why can't we just be like animals and just like mind our freaking business? If you want to have your like Dante asked when's the album dropping. Not anytime soon. Ruby asked, did any of your friends ever like you? Did any of my friends ever like me? Well, I mean, in high school, there was like a friend, like we were best friends and we ended up liking each other. But if you mean like, do I have any like friends that like ended up having a crush on me and like things got weird? Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys, and hopefully they're not watching this video, but there is somebody in my life right now that I think has a crush on me, and I don't feel that same way towards them at all. And it's honestly kind of like weird because like I can tell. I don't know. Delani asked how to become financially stable at a younger age. So my key to becoming financially stable is doing your research and asking people who are good with their finances advice, because honestly, my grandfather, he built a business, has his money together, and he is very successful, and I go to him about like financial stuff. He's taught me a lot from like a young age, like put this away, do this, do this, do this. So honestly, go to somebody that, or even do your research online and get advice from other people that are good with like their finances. So my advice for you guys, if you are, you know, younger and you're trying to start to save your money, every time you do your chores, don't go and blow your chore money. Save that shit. Like, you don't have to go to Taco Bell with your friends. You don't have to do this. You don't have to go to the movies all the time and spend all your money. And a big problem I feel like for teenagers that get their first job is they start making money, and what do? They start spending their checks right away, and that is the most stupidest thing you can do. My brother does that. Yes, Jaden, I'm talking to you. My brother does that. Go and get a $200 check. I don't know how much money he makes, but let's just use that as an example. He'll have a $200 check. He'll go and spend 160 of it on shoes or going out to eat all the time and stuff like that, when in reality, you should be saving half of it. That's how I was in high school. When you're in high school, you ain't got no rent. You ain't got no bills. Like, the most you might have is your car insurance and your phone bill, and that's gonna add up to what, like $100? So save the rest, because once you get older, like, these habits will follow you. So if you're somebody who's never been good with money, even as an adult, you're gonna struggle most likely. So I feel like that's why I'm pretty good with like my finances, because I could be out here buying Gucci all the time. I could afford to go and get myself something from Louis once in a while, but guess what? I don't care to. I don't want to. That $2,000 bag isn't gonna benefit me. It's probably gonna get worn a couple times and left in my closet, and I'm gonna forget the value, and I could just keep that in my bank account, or I could invest it in something. So just save your money. Like, learn not to spend it on dumb things. Like, that's honestly like the biggest like advice I could give you. Who is your least favorite YouTuber and what's your favorite wig at the moment? So as for my favorite wig at the moment, probably would have to be the long one. It was actually bundles and a closure that I got from Eunice Hair. I'm gonna do a whole like little review video of it and show you guys how I like install it and all that stuff. But as for the least favorite YouTuber, I would have to say Barbie Guts because this channel is trash. Has something ever happened to you at the point where you didn't want to do YouTube anymore? Yeah, actually, I don't know if you guys remember, but like last December was a pretty like rough time for me. I was just not doing too good. Like I was depressed and my anxiety was at an all-time high, and I got cheated on by my boyfriend that I actually fell in love with, and I had an eating disorder, and like I literally, like every bad thing that could have happened to me in my mental health and in my life pretty much happened to me, and it was just like a really, really shitty time. And so I took it out on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys remember that Good Vibe video. I was like, I need to take a break from online because honestly, like if my relationship would have stayed offline, but me, I took a part of like putting it and making it public, and like it was obviously like partially my fault that everything got exposed. And I just needed to take a break. So I wasn't gonna like necessarily quit my YouTube channel, but I wanted to take a break from it because I felt like the world was against me and I was against myself. Like I love you guys to death, and honestly like something really, really bad would have to happen for me to like lose my channel. Because even if I had like fucking 10 million subscribers, because there's some channels that have like 8 million subscribers and they're getting like 60k views, 100k views, which is obviously not good because it's like where did the other 7 million people go? Even at that point, I'd probably still be posting. So like it would have to get really bad, I guess. Do you have a new boyfriend and how's Tinder been going? So as for Tinder, I'm not on Tinder anymore just because that was like a little phase of mine. I was on there for a couple weeks. I was, you know, exploring, seeing what was out there. And honestly, I'm very disappointed. People on Tinder are very ugly. I'm just kidding. Like, I'm sorry, but everybody on Tinder was gross. Like, I'm not saying like ugly as in like physically, or just like mentally, like everything. People are just gross on there. Like the amount of times where I would like match with somebody, I'd be like, oh my gosh, they're like cute, and like I would read their description and be like, oh my gosh, we like a couple of the same things. Like I'm at the point in my life where I'm not looking at physical, because I talked about this before. That was a problem with me. Whenever I like meet somebody and I see like how they look or their body, I'll be like, oh my god, like, and then they start talking and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're kind of stupid, or they're arrogant, or they're a bitch or something, but I'm still gonna talk to them because they're fine. So now I'm at the point of like, personality, because the person you end up with for the rest of your life, you need to be able to deal with their personality and vibe with them, because looks fade and people will forget that. Like one day I'm not gonna fucking look like this. One day my skin is gonna be sagging, one day I'm gonna probably be shitting myself, or I can't talk anymore, and I'm gonna need to be like, I'm gonna hope that the person that I'm with loves me enough to take care of me, vice versa. I've been more into personalities and trying to actually like connect with people on a deeper level at this point, and not just physical and other things. I'm off of Tinder because the amount of messages that I got from people saying like, I'm like, oh hey, and they're like, hey, you're very beautiful, we should totally like meet up sometime, and I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And they're like, you want to go get dinner and fuck? I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm not like, I know there's like a lot of people that are super down for like casual sex and just like being around and stuff, but like I take pride in like I don't want my like body count to go above my hands. And yes, that is true. Like your girl is very like, this a prize, like ain't nobody just gonna get all up in this. And I actually ended up meeting somebody, and I really like him and he really likes me, and we've been hanging out for over a month now, so it's been nice. How have you actually been? And I love you so much. I love you too, Mariah. How have I actually been? I've actually been very good lately. Aside from the black eye that Penny gave me, I was playing with my dog a couple days ago. I tried my best to conceal it and stuff because it's all like purple and green down there, so I think I did a pretty good job, but I can't really do much to my eyelid. But I was playing with Penny the other day, and she literally like, she put her head up, and she's a pit bull, she's part pit bull, so they have very hard like skulls, so she went up with her head and she actually like hit me in the brow bone, like right there. Oh, it still hurts to touch it, like right there. And like I don't understand how I have a black eye all like right there when I got hit right there, and it was like a bubble. I'm sure you guys saw it. I posted it on my like story. But as for my life, like that's pretty much all that's going on in my life right now. I'm excited for my music to come out so you guys can see. You guys are gonna be so like shook and surprised because because like my album, that what I want to do is like I want to do a little bit of everything. So like something's gonna be really slow, something's gonna be very poppy, something's gonna sound like it belongs on the radio, something's gonna sound depressing, something's gonna sound like a strip club anthem. Like everything's gonna be like different. It's gonna be a very big like mix of music and like different sounds. So I've been very, very good in my personal life as of recently. So I'm happy about that. I'm proud to say that. Lex asked, do you plan on doing a hair update? Yes, I am gonna do a hair update in 3 days, I believe. No, I don't wanna like post something right after I put my music video out, but I will definitely like in the next week, I'm gonna give you guys a hair update because my hair has grown quite a bit. I'm at the point of where like I can shake my head and like my curls move a little bit. So like that makes me super excited. Kizzy Banks asked, if you could move anywhere out of the United States, where would you go and why? I would personally move to London. I don't know why. There's just something about London that every time I'm there, I just feel so welcomed and I feel so happy, and going into cafes and walking around. Every country obviously has its problems, but every time I'm in like, you know, the UK, I just feel so welcome. Don't get me wrong, I'm salute America, like I'm glad for my rights and the good things that come with it, but I don't know what it is about the UK. I would love to live there. Like I just always feel at peace. So if I ever become like super rich or something one day, I would love to like buy an apartment there or something and like be able to go back and forth. TBH Shy, what are some of your favorite artists and did any of them inspire your music? So my favorite artist would have to be X, Trippie Redd. I'm rooting for Miley Cyrus to come back with some better music. Who else? I listen to a lot of Rihanna. I listen to a lot of SZA. A lot of Billie Eilish. What are your thoughts on unsupportive families? I definitely have experienced that. My mom has always been there for me. Oh my god, like I just like felt it in like the back of my eyeballs. Like I felt like, Vanessa, you're gonna start crying. Why did I feel that? Like it just like hit me when I said my mom's always been there for me. So my mom's always been there for me. Obviously I only have one sibling. It's only my brother and I. So we've always been supportive of each other. As for other family members that I'm not gonna mention, they haven't been the most supportive throughout my life, so it's definitely sucked and it's definitely left me, I guess, with like this is about to get deep, you guys. It's low-key left me with like abandonment issues and like trust issues and stuff. Just like, it's always been men in my life. Like it's always been men letting me down. It's always been like father figures, and yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. But my thoughts on unsupportive families is fucked up, and I will never be like that to my children in the future, because your kids look up to you as a god in a sense. And I heard that before and I was like, that's not true, but like it low-key is. Like when you look up to your parents, you don't like you don't see anybody higher than them unless you're like super religious and you know, like obviously you know about God, but like typically a child views their parents as like gods in a sense, and they go to them for everything, for advice, for nurture, like to be nurtured, like everything. Like your children go to you. So if you can't even be there for them, and that's what they literally need in order to develop properly and learn how to be, you know, good humans, then like it's just awful. Sadie asked, I doubt you'll answer this, but with everything you've gone through in your life, we all know that you weren't always positive with hard times, but when you manage to be, how do you do it? I don't know, like I just keep pushing, I guess. Like that's life, you know? Some people have it harder than me, so that's what I always remember every time I go through hard things. And I know you should never compare your problems to other people's problems, because that's what a lot of people do. They'll downplay other people's issues and be like, oh, like your problems aren't as important as mine because I've gone through worse, or this or this or this. So like I try to just like remember, like obviously everybody's problems are important, but I try to remember that like, yes, I do go through bad things, but like some people don't have food, some people don't even have electricity, some people don't have this, some people don't have that. So I try to remain positive, and I don't know, I just keep pushing, because obviously there's been moments when I've wanted to give up, because you guys know I've been through a lot. Like just with what I've shared on my channel, I've been through so much worse that you guys don't know about. And I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm just strong. Like I'm just a strong person. My mom always tells me that. Everyone always tells me that. They're like, you're just like a strong person. Like, I don't know, I just am. I don't know, I don't like to accept failure. So like with anything that I do, like I just try to give it my all, and I just keep trying. Taylor asked, do you have any long-term goals for your music career? So for me personally, I would love to like, you know, go as far as I can with it. I'm not doing this so I could like be like some mega millionaire. As long as I could put out things that I am proud of, and things that I like. Music for me is kind of an outlet. Like whenever I'm sad, I can listen to certain music and it'll lift me back up. That's why I respect the artists that I adore so much, because they like, I don't know, it's just something about music brings people out of like a dark hole sometimes that they could find themselves in, and music has the ability to just kind of like change like everything and make everything better. Hold on, my boyfriend's calling me. So anyways, so like I was saying, I definitely want to be able to do that for other people. Like that's like my main goal. Sydney asked, do you think any spirits are attached to you? Yes. Let me tell you something that happened when me and Zach went to LA. So this was a couple months ago. I don't know if you guys remember. This was when I actually went to LA. What time was it? Did I go? It wasn't when I went to go record my music. It was before that, because me and Zach have gone to LA multiple. Oh, I was wearing this exact weave. That's how I remember. I was wearing this exact weave, and I was wearing like this like yellow bandeau and like gray sweatpants. I don't even remember why we were there, honestly. We were there for some reason, and as we were getting in the elevator, this woman came up to me like, I don't know this lady. She came up to me and gave me her card, and she's like, please give me a call. I need to speak to you. And I was like, excuse me, like what do you mean? And Zach was right there too, so like you guys can go and like, I ain't lying. So I was just like standing there, I was like, wait, what do you mean? She's like, there's like something following you, like there's things following you, and you have like this thing about you, like I need to talk to you. And I was like, so like things like that always happen to me, or like people will like come up to me or like say they see things by me, or like when I take pictures there'll be like an orb, or there'll be like something right there. Like I don't know, just I feel like something's always following me. What's your all-time favorite makeup product? So my all-time favorite makeup product right now would have to be the CoverGirl mineral powder, because my dermatologist told me to only use mineral products right now on my skin. And the reason why it's my favorite is because I've been super oily, which is weird because the medication I'm like, you know, on for my face and stuff should make me like super dry, but it's actually making me really oily. So that's like keeping everything like set. I don't know if you guys saw, but like I posted like a try on haul like last week or something, and I was extra greasy, and like I apologize for that. That was gross. Ellie Louise, if the purge was real, who would you buy out to kill? I'm not gonna say that online. Are you gonna start traveling again? If so, where? I don't know where I'm gonna go yet. I might be going to Denmark soon, and by that I mean like very soon. How is it having short hair? Love it or hate it? Honestly, like it could be kind of annoying sometimes, because sometimes I just want to like be able to do like that and go through my hair and stuff, and I can't do that unless I go and get my hair really installed right, and like they really secure the lace and everything, because other than that, if I were to do that right now, the hair's going with my hand. Have you ever regretted being on YouTube because of the hate? No, fuck the hate. Like honestly, like it doesn't affect me that much. Like sometimes it does, like sometimes like some comments get to me, but like if I'm gonna be real with y'all, it don't really get to me that much. Like you could leave me a hate comment, you could try to be mean to me and try to hurt my feelings, but at the end of the day, I'm laughing because you took that time out of your day to say that. Childish Sam asked, what would you tell your younger self? I would tell myself to believe in yourself a lot more and stop being so self-conscious and so insecure, because I've been insecure, I feel like, all my life, just because not only just like, you know, self-hate, I guess, and like my self-esteem being low, but also like people from the outside. Like when I was younger, I was very like, it was very easy to get under my skin. These days, like it's very hard to make me pop off or to make me really like hurt, but because I'm so fucking stone cold from everything. But like as a child, it was harder for me because that's when you're developing, and if everybody's calling you ugly and everybody's making fun of your body type for like years, like obviously that like hurts you. So like I feel like if I could go to my younger self and say like, you're gonna be fine, and like ignore all these people, like they're gonna wish they never did that. How do you fix a problem with yourself that you know you want to fix but is hard to fix, even if you want it really bad? Like how you act, not physical. The first step to fixing something that you know is a problem within yourself is admitting that it's a bad problem. Because obviously there was a girl that I was emailing back and forth, and she was telling me that like, oh, my parents are always so frustrated with me, and the reason why they're so frustrated and so angry with me is because I keep getting in trouble, and it always has to do with boys. And she was telling me how like I think she's like sleeping around, and she's getting caught up, and she's getting caught doing this, and her parents are disappointed in her. And she's like, I want to stop, but like I don't know how to stop. And it's like little things like that where just, you know that you're toxic, meaning that if something doesn't go your way, you blow up. But when people expect things from you and you don't fall through with them, you're like, it's fine. But when people do it to you, it's a big problem. It's a big like fight. Like little qualities like that, if you know that you need to fix those, that's the first step. And honestly, sometimes it's hard to, you know, admit to yourself that you have a problem. But if you're willing to, and clearly you know that there's something that you want to fix, the first thing you need to do is write down these problems and try to come up with solutions. So say you have an attitude problem, or say you got a bad mouth and all you do is like talk shit to people, all you do is talk shit, just learn to be quiet. The next time somebody says something to you that you don't like, just stay silent. That's a problem for me. Like you guys, in the past, I would just, especially online, I had Twitter fingers, and y'all know it. I had Twitter fingers, but now I'm just quiet. I mind my business. Like I know that Twitter was a big problem for me, so what did I do? I stepped away from Twitter. I knew that going on Snapchat rants was a problem for me, so what did I do? I stopped opening Snapchat as much. Like there's just like, there's just steps. Like you just need to like figure out what your main problem is and you'll be okay. Do you have any merch coming out? Yes, I actually have merch that's gonna be coming out in a couple of weeks. Do you treat people differently now that you're successful on YouTube? Every single, well, besides Zach, and like Bretman and Denzel, like a couple of people, like the people that I hang out with on a regular basis, none of them do social media, none of them do like followers and like YouTube and all, like none of them do that, because honestly those are the best people for me to be friends with, because they're normal people. And by normal, I mean they're not caught up in this world of trying to be famous, they're not caught up in this world of using people and throwing people under the bus, like they're not in all of that. So honestly, no, I don't treat people differently. I don't give a fuck if I have followers or not, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not a celebrity and people need to get their head out of their asses, because there's a lot of people that I have met before that will be like, oh, like, yeah, don't invite her to the party. She only has like 20K and like we all have like over $1 million. Like, why are like we gonna hang out with her? And I'm like, because she's a fucking human and she's cool. I don't know, like social media people are fucking weird. What would you say to a friend that's always in people's business? Bitch, mind your business. A lot of you guys are like, who are you dating? Are you dating? Who are you dating? Who are you dating? I don't know. What do you see yourself doing when you're 40 years old? Will YouTube ever stop? I want to get to the point where I have invested enough money in real estate and in stocks to where I can just live off of those. Actually, let me answer one more. How do you describe your high school experience? Shit. So I'm gonna go now. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I can't wait for you guys to hear my song tomorrow, so make sure you guys check it out. It's gonna be on iTunes. I know it's gonna be on Spotify, I think by the end of this week, if not tomorrow, so you guys can also hear it on there, but make sure you guys go and buy it on iTunes. Support your girl. So I'm gonna go now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my video tomorrow. I'm super excited. Bye.